Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. From the Channel 9 studio, this is Sports Chat Mr. 33. I'm he, Mr. 33. Forgive the lateness, uh, but y'all know what we normally do. Even when I'm late, we're going to go right ahead and look back at what happened tonight on SmackDown. Realist, what's going on with you? Um, SmackDown started off tonight with Tiffy time. Well, fake Tiffy time. Because she came out there and she started to talk. She spoke a little bit, and then I don't even remember what she said. To be quite honest with you, then Nia came out there, and then Nia and Lash came out as they were telling her like, you got lucky last week. Oh, Tiffany was talking about how she gonna win the Rumble, I mean the Chamber match, and so on and so forth. But Lash was like, you got lucky because I was removed from the ring pretty much. Like y'all got me out the ring, and then you hit your little moonsault and you got there. But don't worry about it. Nia on her way to the chamber match, and then they was about to jump on Tiffy time, and then Rhea Io came out. So once that happened, Tiffy slid up out the ring, and we're going to go straight into our first match. So the first match was for the Women's World Tag Team Championship, Rio versus Lash and Nia. Uh, they started off by trapping up Io and Nia started, and y'all already know what that was. Nia, she was just toying with us, slapping her, throwing her all over the place. These types of things. Then she found a hot tag to Rhea. Rhea came in and, she almost cleared the ring out. Not really cleared it out because Lash was not really in the ring. But once they got the they got the advantage back as Rhea tagged Io back in, and now Lash is taking control over the match. Then, you know, you go back and forth, and then they start fighting outside the ring. Uh, Rhea gets ran into the go to the post. Nia gets Nia hits Rhea hits Nia and puts her on the announce table. Lash gets the table. Uh, what you call it? Got dove across. No, Rhea hit her with a headbutt, so they both on the announce table. Nia was going to splash Rhea, but then she got crossed. She got sidetracked by Io. Io and Nia go through the table. Lash and Rhea is fighting. They go through the announce barrier as Lash spears her through there. So we get a 10 count. So that match was a no contest. So the title doesn't change hands. They retain the title, which was kind of shocking to me because I'm figuring, now that Lash is out the way, I thought they were going to exchange titles as Rhea and Io go ahead and do what they need to do as far as elimination chamber. So that was kind of shocking to me. Uh, but once again, we get to see how they really featured Lash doing a lot of the damage. She hit her with with the pump kick on Io. I mean, excuse me, Rhea Ripley. Uh, then she speared Rhea through the barrier. So they're I think they're trying to focus on her strength to where she would be considered the Nia 2.0, but younger, uh, and very, very hard to control, so to speak. But like I said, the champs they keep their belt because there was a the double count out, so there's no way for them to change the belt. Then the next one was after Carmelo had a conversation with Miz in the back. Miz talking about he got next. He's like, and then he started talking crazy stuff. Carmelo's like, yo, if I hope you a better teacher than you are a wrestler. And then he left. And then he goes to the ring, calls Dragunov out. Him and Dragunov get ready to start the match. Then Solo comes out talking about, listen, man, Ilya, you can't fight this battle because you lost twice already. And it's like, okay, so what happened when your guys abandoned you? So they going back and forth having an argument. Then Solo's like, all right, this didn't have to go this way. Uh, so he snaps his fingers. MFT jump up on the thing. They start to jump on Carmelo and Dragunov. Then Matt Cardona and Apollo Cruz came out to try to help, but they stomped them out. And then Shinsuke Nakamura came out, and then that evens up the playing field. They go, they clear out the MFTs. Then they have Nick Aldis says, y'all might as well just have a match. Let's get a referee and let's do what we got to do. Uh, they start the match off, you know, Mello. Mello starts off, got a little run. Then he tags in Dragunov. Dragunov trying to chop everybody. Then Tama Tonga comes in and neutralizes all of that. Uh, then everybody doesn't really get a tag in. We see Apollo Cruz jump out at them over the ropes. We see Matt Cardona hits the woo woo woo. All of these things. Then the melee breaks out. They start rolling out. Who got hit with the spike? Apollo Cruz get hits with the spike. Uh, Tama Tonga gets clotheslined out by Apollo Cruz and Tala Tonga, excuse me. The Tala Tonga gets clotheslined out by Apollo Cruz and Cardona. Uh, after Mello hits the first 48 on Solo, but missed the tag by Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga comes in and hits him with the reverse knife chop. I forgot the name of that move actually, but that's his finishing move. Uh, Tama pins Carmelo, which is something to focus on, which means he'll be trying to go for that belt in a minute. Get the 3 count, MFT win. They look up in the sky, the light goes out, they look up in the stands, they see the Wyatt Six, the MFT talk about, y'all want the belt, come get it. All of these things. And then that was the end of that. But the MFT won. So, I'm kind of glad we didn't get that Carmelo Dragunov match because, we hadn't seen it like three out of the last 6 weeks. Uh, which would have been another, I don't know, a humdinger. So then we get to the women's elimination chamber qualification. Miss Bliss, Julia, and Zelina Vega. Uh, this match was really more about Julia, excuse me, and Miss Bliss. Now Zelina did have a moment in there to start the first 5 minutes. Then she was just getting whooped on by both Julia and Miss Bliss. Then Julia started to get the advantage, try to get Zelina out the way, try to get a couple pinfalls on Miss Bliss. Then Zelina gets in there, interrupts a couple of the pinfalls, and then for some reason they throw Julia out the ring. Zelina gets hit with Sister Abigail, gets a pin, gets the 3 count. So Miss Bliss defeats the Julia and Zelina Vega. There was no, you can't say. Well, we see Kiana James try to get in there and interfere with the match, but it was to no avail for Julia because Miss Bliss wins the match. So she's advanced to the elimination chamber, joining Rhea and Tiffy Time. So we're halfway through this thing, and we got 3 participants. Uh, the next match is Ray Phoenix versus Trick Williams. Everybody gets to dance to the whoop that trick thing. Um, it was very interesting. This match was interesting because Ray Phoenix, he tried to stay out of the way. He tried to use his speed and quickness, and for the most part, it was working until Trick started to catch him, with the off the ropes, like not backdrop, but he just lift him up and just let him fall on his face type of thing. Then Ray Phoenix, he starts to, do the high flying thing, but the one thing he missed was when Trick got the advantage, he got worked on. So then as you go towards the end of the match, we see Ray Phoenix running across the ring. Trick is missing clotheslines, and he drops him, and then he gets him in. He hits him with the flying knee. The I swear that thing looked like a Bruce BK thing, but he hit him with a flying knee and got Phoenix twisted around, and then Trick gets the pin, gets the 3 count, gets the victory. But this was more about the 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 high pace for Ray Phoenix. But like I said, all you gotta do is just trip that high speed and it slows down, and that's what Trick Williams did. He did enough to slow him down, hit him with the flying knee, and put him out. And then Trick also announced before the match that he gonna be in an elimination match next weekend, next Friday. So we'll stay tuned for that. Of course we will. Then we had the the women's championship, world heavyweight championship. The women's championship, heavyweight champion, Jade Cargill versus Jordan Grace. And just as I thought, well, before that, we see Judgment Day come down to the ring. They set up a little table, talking about they having Valentine's dinner over there, and they stayed out the way for the most part of the match. So this turned out to be just exactly what I thought it would be. Two heavyweights, two strong women having a battle. But for the most part, it was it was Jordan Grace, like not trying to really like body slam and all that. At first, she tried to chop Jade down, uh, and she had the advantage for the most part. Uh, then Jade gets the advantage. They go outside. They fight a little bit. Uh, she gets rolled back into the ring. Jordan tries to she's trying to, roughhouse up as far as like try to put her in a power bomb. Jade gets out of that. She puts her in the fireman carry. Jade gets out of that. Then Jade finally gets her hands on Jordan, hits her with the jaded with one arm. As I believe Jade got hurt outside the ring, but she was fighting with one arm the rest of the part of the match. She hits her with the jaded, gets the 3 count. Uh, Jade retains the title. She rolls out the ring and tells Liv, if you want to challenge me, that's gonna be you. This time she ain't saying I'm that bitch, but she left the ring like managing her left shoulder or worried about her left shoulder. She can only put the belt on. She can only lift the belt up with the right hand. She gets the victory, gets out of it. Like I'll keep an eye out for the shoulder injury. I don't know if that was a real thing or not. Uh, we see we see Obafemi in the background. He looked like he's getting ready to join SmackDown, even though I think he's going to be a free agent going from both shows. But Kit Wilson comes in there and he tells he writes a poem about Obafemi. Obafemi pretty much tells him, "Well, why don't we just fight for the? Why don't we just go out there and figure out our problem next week? What do you think, Mister Aldis?" All right, I agree with that. So that's a match for next week. Excuse me. Then we get to the men's qualifier match. Excuse me. Sami Zayn versus Cody versus Jacob. Uh, this was pretty much nonstop action. We seen everybody get to take their turn. We saw Jacob have his turn. We saw Sammy have his turn. We saw Cody have his turn. So we had, I'm gonna speed this up real quick. So we get down to the nitty gritty. We get to Jacob getting ready to go for the win. Then Drew hits him with a claymore. Uh, then he goes out there. He waits for Cody to come back in, and they fight. And then he hits Cody with a claymore, puts Sammy on top of Cody. We get a pin. We get the 2 count. Cody jumps up. Uh, Cody's fighting Drew. Uh, Cody gets moves out of the way, and Drew gets hit with the haluva kick. Cody grabs Sammy. Sammy hits Sammy with the crossroads. Gets the pin. Gets the 3 count, and Cody Rhodes gets the victory, which was kind of shocking for me because if y'all know me, I was saying there's gonna be a triple threat match between Cody, Jacob, and Drew, but Cody gets the win. He advances to the Elimination Chamber match. So it's Cody, LA Knight, and Randy Orton. We'll find out who will be the next 2 participants next week, starting Monday. Uh, and then we'll figure it out but and then we see Cody go. I mean, we see Drew looking crazy after he gets the Hulu kick. Uh, but this match it was a shocking ending for me because, like I said, we knew because if you saw I seen the segment and Drew was like, don't even worry about it because I'm not fighting you. You gonna win because I'm gonna get involved with it. But he did get involved, but at the end of the day, he didn't do enough because he did hit Cody with the claymore. Excuse me, Cody kicks out. Uh, but I just think they're gonna try. They're gonna have a real problem with that. That probably be one of those later matches, as Nick Aldis probably makes it up to them because he got involved. Because if Drew don't get involved, Jacob gonna win that match. But even watching that match, Jacob was too worried about. It seemed like he was trying to make his point to the fans, and I think that hurt him a lot as well. You know what I mean? So I just I don't know what they're trying to do with him per se. Like you're trying to turn him into a bad guy, but he's worried about what the hell the fans is doing. That's not how y'all brought him in. So we know that the character changes a lot. But this is a real change because it seems like he's vulnerable to anything now, and that's gonna hurt him going a little bit forward. We need that non-movable Jacob where you hit him in his head, he just go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we need that back. But and Sammy, I don't know. Sammy's running out of luck. Sammy was just depressed last week because he didn't get his victory. So now we worried about, like, I don't know what Sammy gonna do now. Maybe he gonna go for, I don't know. Maybe he gonna go for a U.S. title belt again. I don't know what Cody gonna. Sammy gonna do, but it's possible they may do a do over for those two because there was mad interference in there. But y'all know it's a triple threat match, so anything goes. I seen Jacob try to go for the table at one point and then push the table in the thing. I'm like, okay, I didn't, So it's no disqualifications or nothing. So maybe it don't go that way. But you know, but Cody. The fact of the matter is, Cody goes to the elimination chamber. So now we got 3 big names. Yeah, he do. But that's what I'm saying. Do you? But this is the crazy part about how they doing this over there, right? And it sucks, right? Because they want the big names, and Sammy, whether we like it or not, it's not a big name. He's aight, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like he's aight, but he's not. he's not ill. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not Roman or Cody or Punk or Gunther or even like Drew McIntyre. Like let's just be honest. Like we may not like Drew McIntyre, but Drew McIntyre is the top heel on SmackDown. You see what I'm saying? That's why sometimes you guys got to take the turn for the worse, or as they say in Star Wars, go to the dark side. Sammy, just go beat somebody up and punch them in their face and cause them to go crazy. That's what Jacob is turning. Like Jacob is turning into that, but it's taking a while. Right now, if he stopped caring about what other people think, he gonna have a nice little run to get the title run. I think Sammy needs to do that. Sammy just like, man, let me go ahead and Halula kick Cody because he keep getting in my damn way. I'm mad at you. And just fight Cody and just beat him up sometimes, and then they'll give you a title. They'll give you a chance at the title. You know what I'm saying? He just gotta, you know, well, anybody that know the alter ego say very clearly, nice guys finish last, right? Even you see even Cody going crazy. Cody going crazy. He chasing Drew McIntyre all over the place to beat him up and things like that because he can't just sit still. He gotta, he can't. They're not gonna turn him heel, but the things that he's starting to do is a heel type thing. I'm chasing you down. I'm gonna punch you in for every time I see you. It's on sight and things like that, right? That's not a nice guy thing. I'm gonna fight you in the ring. Cody said, "Man, I ain't doing that. When I see you, it's on sight. You came to my bus. You violated my bus. You violated my title. You violated me at the Royal Rumble. When I see you, it's on sight, chump." You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes Cody looks like he's revving up to another angle, which is more than likely why he won tonight's match. Because all right, I see you put Drew out, but at the same time, I know you still dazed because I just dropped you with a crossroad. So let me hit you with another one, and then I can go ahead and get that. And the more Sammy sees that he ain't getting in there like that, the more he like, man, I can't do this no more. I'm gonna give Sammy a heel turn. I think once WrestleMania is over, I think Cody gonna go bad. I really do because he was like, damn man, I can't keep my hand on this damn title. You know what I mean? I'm just waiting to see how I'm waiting to see how Brock Lesnar fits into the Mania match. If he's gonna go for the belt or is he gonna just fight somebody? You know what I mean? So I'm just interested to see how they go. But I think Cody's not gonna win the belt, and I think he's gonna go crazy after that. Man, he gonna be like, man, fuck this shit. I'm American. He gonna be the American nightmare in a minute for real, right? Yeah, just daddy was the American dream. He gonna be the American nightmare. He gonna turn into a nightmare because he gonna disrupt everything on there, which is probably wow. That's kind of funny because I'm thinking if that's what they're gonna do, it's like for me, it's two logical things, right? If Cody turns bad, then he gonna have to beat up. Over gonna be there to stop it. Or if Brock goes there, it'll be a reason for Cody to go ahead and just lose his mind and try to get himself together and try to beat Brock. So either way, and that'll affect Oberfemi too because I know they want a Ober Brock match at least by WrestleMania or maybe a little bit after, maybe a SummerSlam thing. I don't know, but I can see all of this happen because I can't just see Brock going over to Raw when they got this major matchup already with Punk and Roman. So I can't see him interrupting that. And then we still waiting to see what's going on with Seth Rollins. So we got to wait for all that. We got to still worry about the Masked Man. Is he going to block the vid? I just don't know. We just know Paul Heyman going to be on SmackDown because of Brock. I believe he going to be on SmackDown because of Brock. So we see because look, even if you look at the Vision, we saw Austin Theory lose his chance to be in the chamber match, lost to LA Knight. So it's very different and unique on how this thing is going. But a lot of the storyline is going to have to change because of the injuries, right? We saw the injury to we know about the injury to Breaker. We seen the injury to Seth. So a lot of these storylines are gonna have to change. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting to see how they have to change it on the fly, and that's the reason why we watch this anyway, because we see, like, I don't think the vision could last that much longer, because there's no top guy, and we know Paul Heyman ain't staying around nobody that's not a top guy. The reason why he got with Seth, because Seth was a top guy, he had the belt, so on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it was. So we understood why Paul Heyman got with Seth, but now that there's no belt there, unless they're gonna do something spectacular and make Bronson Reed the guy, I don't see that. Logan Paul could never be the guy. I can't see that. And Austin Theory is Austin Theory, and I don't think he's gonna be the top guy. Especially when they bring in all the young guys, Javon Evans. They still got Gunther in the background. You know what I mean? I just don't see how any of those guys could be the top guys. So you're gonna have to he gonna leave over there and probably follow Brock wherever he gonna be at if Brock gets a title run, even in his last few days, even if this is his last hurrah in WWE. We know that Brock gonna take over, and we know Paul Heyman gonna not be too far behind him. So that's gonna be a unique thing to look at. But going into Monday, like I said, there's some more. Well, they didn't announce no more matches. I think EO's gonna be in. I'm guessing. Excuse me. EO might be in one of those matches, and I believe Jay's gonna be in one of those matches as well. Maybe Jay and Good. I don't know who. I don't know the participants. That's why I got to stay tuned to Monday. To see who's gonna do what. But it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be very interesting to see how this goes. But we see tonight. They didn't even do the U.S. Open match. They just made a five weight tag a 5 team tag match just to stop the U.S. run, right? Then we had two titles on the line. We had the tag. Both titles stayed with the champions. The women's tag title stayed with Rhea and Io. The women's championship stayed with Jade. So all of the titles was defended successfully, so to speak. So when you get down to that nitty gritty, it just leads to questions. And even with that Jordan Grace match, I said the way that she had performed at the Rumble, I said they're not ready for her to be a champion yet. Even though she displayed a lot of power in that match with Jade, she did. She was handling Jade for a couple minutes, but at the end, we knew that Jade, her height and her strength would come in and play a role, and she defended that title. So now nobody can't say that Jade didn't defend the title against anybody, because Jordan Grace was the hottest thing out there, and she got the victory over her. Now, will that change people's mind that Jade deserved the title? Probably not, because everybody's in the tag team thing, right? They won't let her fight Nia. They won't let her fight Lash. They won't let her fight Charlotte, because they're in the tag team world. They won't let her fight Miss Bliss because she's in it. You know what I'm saying? It seems like all of the women that were once like single competitors, now they all in tag teams. So when you look at what Jay got, they sitting there. Maybe hopefully Bianca comes back, because if Bianca comes back, it can change the status of Jade's what about whereabouts, not whereabouts, but her matches, because she already beat up B Fab. She already beat up Meechin, and then they supposedly got injured over the situation, and then sometimes that rumor and nonsense like that can help people not like her and think that she's hurting people. That's what they used to do with Nia. These guys be injured, and they talk about, well, Nia injured them, and now they can't wrestle. You know what I'm saying? So Sometimes the way that we look at it as fans is hard. It's harsh, right? But hey, like I said, even tonight, Jay got a victory with a messed up shoulder, according to the show. Right now, if she's selling it like she got hurt or she really got hurt, we'll have to wait and see. But at the end of the day, she defended the belt. You know what I mean? So they can't say, well, she ain't defending the belt. She ain't defending the belt. You putting the people up there for her to fight. She beat Chelsea Green. She beat Zelina Vega. She beat B Fab. She beat Michin. If that's all you putting up against her, then what's the difference? That's just like now, if they turn around and put Tiffany still, they're not gonna put Tiffany in there because she's part of the elimination chamber. So then they can't do that and risk her to get hurt, and then well now we got to replace her with somebody. They're not gonna do that. But even when you look at it, look at all the women over there. Like my thing is, okay, well, if Nia makes it, then you might as well let her fight Lash. But even with that, they're not gonna let that happen because if they do, the way they push Nia, excuse me, the way that they push Lash is gonna be hard for us to see Jade defeat that. Because if you really look at the two of them total, Lash is a little bit bigger. She's a little bit heavier, and that while it would be a great match, it's just too early because she just got there. So I understand why they won't do that to her. Yeah, we got. They said tonight, realist. They said Mania is 9 weeks away, and right now we got one match for sure. We got Roman and Punk. Now we saw Monday that at the Elimination Chamber match, Becky is going to fight AJ Lee. So that'll spice up the chamber PLE in totality, right? Uh, but I think they'll do something like that. Well, who's in the women's chamber? We got Charlotte. We got Charlotte and Rhea, and now Miss Bliss. I think is Charlotte in there? I don't know. I think she's in. Yeah, I think Charlotte's in there. So it's not like Jade could fight Charlotte now because she's in the chamber match. So that's what I'm saying. It's once we get past this chamber thing, this chamber match, then we're gonna see the long run, and it's not even a long run because it'll be 6 weeks away by then. Because we're 2 weeks away from the elimination chamber match, so we're gonna have two more battles Monday and Friday, and probably another one on Monday, and then they'll probably make like another match involving somebody else. How that goes. That's what I'm saying. We know that Jay's supposed to be fighting in one of these chamber matches. I don't know if it's this week or next week. We know Gunther's supposed to be fighting. I don't know if that's this week. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. I gotta wait all the way to Sunday to see what the lineup is gonna be with the elimination chamber match. They ain't say per se. Uh so that's why I said this is the great time to start watching these shows. This is the great time to start watching Raw and SmackDown because they get ready to show you some things, who the participants are gonna be. And then you guys sit there and read the storyline because somebody gonna do something to interrupt that elimination chamber match for both the men and the women. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, like even when I seen Raquel Rodriguez, I think Raquel Rodriguez is going to say something or interrupt that match and probably do something to Liv because she tired of Liv. You know what I'm saying? But this is why I every week I tell you guys continue to watch the show, continue to watch the show because if you watch the show, you could pick up, you see certain things like, oh man, that didn't look right, or she ain't looking right, or he ain't looking right. Just like tonight, Jacob looked like I said for me. Jacob looked confused. He ain't know what he wanted to do. He's sitting there placating to the fans. You know what I mean? He placating to the fans, playing with the tables and stuff. He's not looking the same, and because he's not looking the same, We don't know if he about to get unhinged, and try to stop somebody, or something like that. Who knows? He might who he might get in the match, and Drew might be putting the title up before this thing, and make Drew lose the title. I don't know. But this is why you got to watch these things, because the story writing is going to be changing on the fly. So because it's changing on the fly, you have to stay on top of what you're watching. You know what I mean? Because even if you think something's going to happen, they might turn around and trick you, say, "Nah, this is going to happen." You know what I mean? Like, I the way, like if you looked at what happened on Monday on Raw, you the way that Tozawa was up there fighting, I really thought they were going to let the Usos lose that belt just so they can go on that singles run. That's how good they looked, the Alpha Academy. That's how good they looked at tonight. Lash and Nia Jax. But it didn't happen. But they retained the belt, but they didn't lose. Like, nobody got pinned, right? Like, Nia didn't get pinned, Lash didn't get pinned. So they telling you, like, stay tuned, because these girls might get the title nonetheless. See what I'm saying? And when you pay attention to the smaller details, you like, oh wow, that's crazy. Uh, just like, I knew Miss Bliss was gonna pin Zelina Vega, because Julia is hot right now, and I'm like, she can't pin Julia, because if she pins Julia getting ready to lose that belt. So sometimes I just be, I be trying to act like I'm a story writer, and I'm like, nah, if they write that story like that, it ain't gonna be right if she pins Julia. You know what I mean? And that's why I thought, at the end of the day, I just figured some people gonna get pinned and lose, because they have to make sure that these things get, like, they couldn't pin, like he couldn't. Now I'll give you an example, right? You would have thought it would have been fitting for Jacob to get pinned against Cody, because they've been beefing all that time, right? No. So they pin Sammy. He gets to pin Sammy. That's why, Sammy be getting the bad rap, because damn, everybody want to win an important match. We gonna throw Sammy in the shit and let Sammy get pinned, or because they want to keep you guys reminded, like, he didn't pin Jacob, so they gonna have to fight down the road. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta pay attention to how they putting all of this together. Um, so that's what we have to continuously watch. Just like Monday, if we see, if we think a certain person is going, like, let's just say for argument's sake, they say, you know what, we're gonna put Grayson Waller, Jay Uso, and you mean Logan Paul. Okay, so this is what's gonna happen. Whoever's gonna win this match is gonna pin Grayson Waller. Let's just go with a name, right? They're gonna pin him because he's the one that's not recognized. We don't believe he was gonna win the belt anyway, or he's gonna win the chamber match anyway, or qualifying match. Excuse me. Right? When you go about it looking that way, okay, that makes sense. Just like Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green got pinned last week. She lost to Tiffany. We knew Chelsea Green ain't gonna win that. Now Chelsea Green running around with a boot on her foot because she was the one that got pinned. You see what I'm saying? So you just gotta look and see who's in the matches, right? Like, maybe before Monday, I could post what they think the card is gonna be Monday, and then I could come up. I will probably say I'm going for this one, this one, this one. So that way people can understand what my ideas of how I'm picking these matches are coming from. You see what I'm saying? Because it just, you just gotta pay attention who's there, who's in that match. Who knows? Maybe Raquel gonna be in I don't know who's gonna be in the elimination chamber match Monday. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? But even you know what I mean? It's just crazy because they can go ahead and just run the a show the way they can run it. You know what I mean? Like Rome, we already know Roman's. There's no need for Roman to go to SmackDown. right? There's no need for him to go to SmackDown because he challenging Punk. So we know he's not gonna go over there unless it's like a special appearance to go help somebody or some crazy nonsense like that. So that's why I'm telling you, you gotta watch it with understanding and paying attention because if you don't, you're gonna come up with an idea and it's not gonna make sense and it may turn you off to wrestling. But like I said, me personally, I've been watching this forever, ever, ever. I, I'm scared. I could easily say 40 years, all the years, right? From Hulk Hogan to the COVID time when Roman starts to pick up the championship. Kofi Kingston when he won the belt for like a hot 9 seconds. You know what I'm saying? When the Shield breaks up and they start to do that where Edge becomes champion and leaves Christian and you know JBL and right after the Rock and them leave it's JBL, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, like all of that. Like I can go down the list, right? And in the meantime, you get to sit there and watch. Even though the storytelling was different, because let me listen. I don't care what you say. When Vince wrote them stories, hey, they wasn't as predictable as they are now. Let's just be honest. If you gonna sit there and tell me you knew Rey Mysterio was gonna beat Batista and them for that belt, I would have handed you my whole wallet because I never saw that coming, right? Even when they give the belt to Benoit, God bless the dead, or however y'all view him, right? Nobody really saw that coming. You're like, man, we gotta make this thing look believable, and flying headbutts and things, you make it look good. You know what I mean? John Cena, he got to beat JBL. He got to beat Christian. Excuse me, Edge. He got to beat all of these people. But he got to beat. Look, he got to beat Nexus. He got to beat. He got to beat The Rock after The Rock beats him first to get the like. You see what I'm saying? It's different storytelling, but the way you gotta read the action is what's going to let you know if you're right or not. And sometimes we'll be right and sometimes we'll be wrong. But the storytelling is what keeps us coming back. And that's the beauty of these shows, right? Now that Jacob, like, for example, Jacob lost, now what's he going to do? Is he going to come out there and interrupt like, yo, I need another match? Because this dude screwed me. You see what I'm saying? Like, how does it go? We got to wait and see and find out how this is going to happen. So we'll do just that. We'll wait and see what happens as far as Monday night. Like I said, I don't think the women are putting the ladies are putting the tag belt up again. I don't think so. Um, I think Jay's going to be fighting this week or next week for sure. But we got 3 more matches for the elimination chamber, so we got to watch just for that alone. Who knows? Maybe Roman will come up. Well, I think Roman will come up the Monday before, the last Monday before the 28th. What's tomorrow? What's the first? 16th? He'll probably come up on the 23rd and probably have a conversation, even though that little slick ass shit that Punk did. You try to redeem yourself when the man wasn't there. He can't even talk, but he can't talk back to you. So you would throw a little jab like, you ain't. I know you ain't scared of me. I know you don't like. It's not that you don't like me. Nah, also you should have said that when he was there. You know what I'm saying? But this is why we got to continue to watch Monday, right? A matter of fact, I think Brock is going to be on this Raw this coming Monday. So we gotta see if he's declaring them, and that's another thing. I think Brock is going to declare, and that's why there's only. I don't think I don't see one of these shows ain't gonna have but one more match. It may be Raw, it may be SmackDown. I don't know, but I can tell you that they ain't gonna do that. Yeah, because even with Gunther, I'm trying to see what they. I could tell they got something interesting planned for Gunther. It may be Brock, like you said. And you might be right, and that's what I'm saying. Something get ready to happen, but that match could, and I think that match, if anything, that match could come out of the Elimination Chamber match. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, they fought tooth and nail, and now look, they ain't gonna do that. They gonna hold off till excuse me, because neither one of them could win. They'll probably go on Mania with that. But I'm surprised. Like, I'm waiting to see if they let. Oh well, I'm well. If Trick gets in this elimination chamber thing, I will be shocked because the way they've been pushing over Femi, you would have thought he would have got there before him. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. We have to continue. I still don't know what they're gonna do with Royce Keys. He ain't been back since SummerSlam. I mean SummerSlam. Excuse me, the Royal Rumble. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. Uh, it's just interesting to see what's really happening. You know what I'm saying? But this is why, like I tell y'all, continue to watch because we just don't know how this story is going to turn around. We don't know how this thing ends. We don't know how the story is going to unfold. We just don't know because there's so many moving pieces now. They starting to add these new people. Matter of fact, I think no, because Gunther's not fighting this Monday because I think Gunther's fighting Javon Evans on Monday. I could have sworn I've seen that. That's why I say don't quote me, but I think Gunther's fighting Javon Evans on Monday. I think I saw that. I heard that last Monday, but I'm not sure. You see what I'm saying? Like it's going to be very interesting to see what's going on because I don't think they want Gunther to win the belt now anyway. Excuse me. They got Gunther on some career killing shit, so ain't nobody get ready to retire unless Brock goes in there to retire and he taps him out. Then that'll be something like WrestleMania. All right, Brock and Gunther. You feel comfortable? You can beat me, Brock. Put your career up. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Anything is possible, but that's just that's why I say we got to continue to watch story writing. It's intriguing. You know what I mean? And then we figure out who gonna fight Drew McIntyre for the belt on the 28th. Of course, we'll speak about that. That's Sunday. That's Sunday, yeah, or that Monday, uh, the first or the second. But we still got a couple more weeks to go. Damn, it's already look. Valentine's Day is the day. In 2 weeks, they'll be fighting at the Elimination Chamber. So we got 2 more weeks of this stuff, and I don't think it's fair if they fighting that especially on SmackDown the night before. The night before you having a match to see who's the sixth person in the Elimination Chamber. That'll be kind of crazy. So that's going to lead me to believe that somebody else is going to be two from Raw and one from SmackDown, right? Because you got this week will be four, Monday will be four, the fifth person will be five on the 20th of February SmackDown, and then that following Monday, that sixth person will be the final participant from Raw. That's for men and women. And then probably that Friday, everybody, because normally that wherever they doing the PLE from, they'll be right in that vicinity the Friday night. So that'll probably be everybody rushing in. The six participants fight each other, things like that. Um, and that will be that. So it's like I said, it's a lot to consider, a lot to look at. Um, but you know what I mean? It's but like I said, so far for the men, we got Randy Orton, we got LA Knight, and tonight it was Cody Rhodes. For the ladies, we got Rhea, Charlotte, and Miss Bliss. So, but that, like, even with that, that could be the separation of them two anyway. That's another thing I could look at. It could be the separation of Miss Bliss in Charlotte, and then Charlotte go ahead and fight Jade before WrestleMania and gets the belt. Who knows? You see what I'm saying? Like we don't know. I don't know where the story gonna go from here, but it's possible. You see what I'm saying? It's many ways to look at it. Or Rhea and Io, they might fight in the elimination chamber. They might separate themselves, especially if they lose the belt before they get into the chamber. You see, it's so many ways to view this. And matter of fact, I think Io will be the next one to get in there. But like I said, I don't remember the matches. I think let me see if I can see what World Card is going to be. You know what I'm saying? Let me look it up. Let me look it up real quick. Let me look. I'm gonna look it up. So, but yeah, I just think that's the way that this thing gonna go because because somewhere you have to start for, especially for the women, you have to break up the tag teams in order for them to have ways to make the title matches relevant. Monday Night Raw for the 16th. Yeah, Monday Night Raw card for 16th, February 16th. Let's see if they got it. Yeah, look, it says Javon Evans. Oh, the qualifying match for Raw is Javon Evans and Gunther and Dirty Dom. And for the women is Bailey, Oscar, and Natalia. So those are the elimination chamber match. Damn. Y'all think Gunther gonna win? Like right now, I'm sitting here like I got my TV on Sports Center and they're talking about what happened tonight. So I know I ain't tripping. And it's 12:50. They talking about SmackDown right now. If you got cable and you turn your TV on the ESPN Sports Center, you will be watching the same thing I'm watching. And it says Cody Rhodes qualified for the Elimination Chamber. So that's what I'm saying. This is how mainstream the WWE is coming. They have to they listen. I may not like the fact that they doing it the way they doing it, but they're doing it. But let me go ahead and see. Do I? I'm a. Oh my god. I'm gonna go with Oscar to win the women's elimination chamber. Wow. I don't see Javon doing it. I swear I don't. Do we think Dom is gonna do it? I'm still going with good. I'm sorry. I'm going. Damn. Yo, look, and this is crazy, right? Because this shouldn't even be a thought, right? Because you, all right, you saying Gunther the way he's been rolling, you would figure he'd win. But those are just people that's going to retire. I just don't see like who's retiring. Who Javon Evans is too young to retire, so he's not going to do nothing. And then Dirty Dom, he gonna find. I'm going with Dom. Dom gonna find a way to win this shit. No, I take it back. I take it back. I'm going with Gunther. And here's why I'm going with Gunther, realist. Because I know you over there listening. I'm going with Gunther because I think Finn Balor is going to go ahead and try to make sure Dirty Dom don't get that belt. That's my logic. I'm gonna go with that just for that reason alone. If I'm right, it's right. The thought was right. I'm just saying. Because Dom was like, I mean, Finn, Dom was like, Finn, you trying to get this belt. Ain't nobody trying to do that for you. You know what I'm saying? Because if I can't get it, you ain't gonna get it. That type of situation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with that, even though we know that Punk is gonna fight. That's at the Elimination Chamber, ain't it? Punk and yeah, that fight is at the Chamber. Punk and Finn Balor. So I'm gonna go with Gunther just because I think Finn Balor gonna make sure he ain't gonna get he ain't gonna want to fight Dom because he think he gonna win the belt. So I'm gonna go with Gunther. But who knows? Maybe Dom pulls it out and then says, "Look, if you win the belt, I'm gonna see you I'm gonna see you at WrestleMania." You know what I'm saying? Who knows? That's what I'm saying. I don't know, but I'm gonna go with damn. I'm going with Gunther. I'm sorry, I'm going with Gunther. I thought about Dom. No, look, I'm going with logic. I'm going with Gunther because that's more logical for me. Even though in my heart of hearts, I can see Dom cheating to get to this chamber match, but then that'll be too much because he ain't even been wrestling like that. So I'm going with Gunther to win that. So Gunther and Oscar are going to win for me on Monday, but we will be here Monday night to talk about that. It don't say nothing else about a card. Let me see what's going on. It don't say nothing else about a card after that. Then it says the show heavily features CM Punk and the Usos, and it'll be on Netflix. So we'll wait. Let me see. Let's see what they got for us. They said AJ Lee's going to appear, and they just named the two qualifying matches. So that's what I got for you guys. And we know that AJ is going to fight Becky Lynch at Elimination Chamber. So Elimination Chamber is going to be a couple titles going on. So that might be another 3.5 hour show. But this time it's in America. So for all we know, that thing might start at 8 o'clock and end at 11 on the 28th. So, you know, this ain't Saudi Arabia and they're gonna be on there at 2 o'clock and it ain't gonna be none of that. But, you know, so, and of course we know they're gonna figure out maybe some impromptu matches. Uh but we don't know. But like I just read off what I seen tonight online, and that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm going with Gunther, and I'm going with Oscar. That's what I'm going with that thing. So that's pretty much what we had for wrestling for tonight, going into Monday. Uh, Real quick, I'll just touch on the NBA before I get off of here because I don't want to keep everybody. Uh, Yeah, and that's the thing. Like AJ was gone for a little bit. She was real quiet after that mixed tag match. At what the hell show was that? Was that Crown Jewel? I don't remember where. No, it wasn't Crown Jewel. Was it Crown? No, it wasn't Crown Jewel because Seth won at Crown Jewel. Was that Survivor Series? War Games, Survivor Series, whatever they call that damn thing. The one for Thanksgiving. That one. She wasn't on there since then. And she's been out. Maybe she went to good. Maybe sometimes when you ain't been wrestling for a while, they give you a while off to get yourself polished again. They did that with Jade, and Jade, she got a couple more moves under her belt. So sometimes it works that way, and sometimes it doesn't. But yeah. So I think those two belts will probably be up for grab. Well, I know Punk is going to be up for grab. Punk is going to be up for grab against Finn Balor. And yeah, because last week he's like, I don't want to do this match. You want to ruin the match? Okay, well, this is what we're gonna do. It's a chamber match, Punk and Finn Balor. So that match is gonna be at the chamber match, and then the Intercontinental belt's gonna be at the chamber match. But come to think about it, when the hell is Stephanie gonna fight Raquel? Is that at the chamber match too? Now I got damn. I'm sorry. I gotta look. I gotta look up what they got for the elimination chambers. Now y'all bear with me once again because I need to know because we hear Liv Morgan talk about we know that we know that Raquel's gonna fight for the belt. So I'm waiting to see how that turns out, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So I don't know what they are. I'm about to look it up right now. If they got elimination chamber matches already. Elimination Chamber 2026. Let's see what they got here. We know it's going to be. Is that going to be in Chicago? Oh, look, it's going to be in Chicago. It's going to be in Punk Town. Let's see. The Elimination Chamber. They already got Becky Lynch, AJ Lee. Uh, I could have sworn they made that match. Yeah, Finn Balor. Yeah, Finn Balor versus Punk. AJ Lee, Becky Lynch. Uh, you know, they think Jay gonna fight at the chamber match. They say, I don't believe that, but that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to. So we know there's two championships on the line so far: Becky Lynch versus AJ, and Punk versus Finn Balor. So Drew might get away with this one. He might not have to fight that one, even though he'll try to get involved because Cody's in it, which would be crazy on its own accord. That might be the. I hope that can't be that WrestleMania. There's no way. Cause what the hell they holding these chamber matches for if they're gonna do triple threats? I don't know. Maybe Cody wins and they'll put Jacob in that match for the triple threat. Who the hell knows? But those are the matches that they have for the chamber match so far. And we still got the three participants going on, and that's coming within the next 10 days. So that's what that is. So like I said, I'm gonna touch on basketball real quick before I get up out of here. Uh, Chris Paul finally retires today. He played basketball for 21 years. He's more known for playing with the Clippers and the Pelicans and the Hornets and all of that. But like I said, he played 21 years. He's second in the league with assists. He's second in the league in steals. Only John Stockton is ahead of him. Um, 21 years is a long time. Everybody can't be like LeBron and gonna get the farewell tours like Kobe and Mike and all of that. But you have to understand that this is a business, and you can get you can get you can get treated like business, or you can just go out the way you want to go out. I know that's not the way he wanted to go out by being waived after being traded, but hey, he had one hell of a career, right? They say he's 6 feet. Some people might say 6 feet with shoes on, whatever, but he's done a lot for the league. He's done a lot for these players, being the president of the players union too. So he's done things on and off the court that should be celebrated. You know what I mean? So appreciate the shows that you put on, CP3. May your next life be as great as your professional life as far as on the court. Who knows? You might be a color commentary the guy on one of these channels. Who knows? You guys love basketball so much, y'all go do this like it's nothing. But now I'm going to try to explain this damn NBA situation that they got us going through. Right? I'm gonna try to explain it. Right? So right here is all the teams. Right? It's the concept is USA versus the world. The red team is called the USA Stars. Right? They consist of Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker, Kate Cunningham, Jalen Duren, Anthony Edwards, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Johnson, and Tyrese Maxey. Uh, the USA Stripes consist of Jalen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Seth Curry, he's got this thing because he's not going to play. Kevin Durant, De'Aaron Fox, Brandon Ingram is replacing Steph Curry. That's why he's there. LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Donovan Mitchell. Uh, Giannis is playing against. These are the international guys. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's not going to play. That's why that sticker's there. Uh, Denny Abdija is from Portland. Luka Doncic, he said he's going to try to give it a go. Shea Gilders Alexander, he's not going to play, but he was picked for the team. Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Norman Powell, Sangoon, I believe, replaced Giannis. Pascal Siakam, Carl Anthony Towns, and Victor Wembanyama. Somebody else just replaced. I think Avadija is the one that's going to replace Shea Gilders Alexander. Excuse me. So those are the guys, right? So here's the format that they're going to use uh, on Sunday, which will be at 5 o'clock. The world will play the USA Stars, right? So the winner of that game gets to play the USA Stripes. That's game two. The losing team will play game three versus USO. If the world wins, they'll play the USA Stripes. If the in game three, if the Stars was to lose, the USA Stars will play the USA Stripes, and then the All Star Championship. The two top teams will play the round robin game. Right? That's how it goes. It's more it doesn't make sense. Okay, it says they will play a mini tournament with 4 12-minute games. So it's going to be like 12-minute games, just 12 minutes, like one quarter. And the team with the most is going to be the winner. So that's how it goes. That's how they're picking that, right? And the game is going to be at 5 o'clock, uh, which should probably be maybe 2 hours long. I, this is how bad it's getting in the NBA. It's getting that bad because they're not able to. Oh damn! I ain't put that shit up there. My bad. So these are the rosters, right? The red team is the USA Stars. The blue team is the USA Stripes and the world. This is the game schedule. Once again, there'll be 4 12-minute games. So game one is 12 minutes, game two is 12 minutes, game three is 12 minutes, game four is 12 minutes. The winners of the two top teams will play game four. So I don't even know. Like I said, it doesn't make any sense to me, but that's how they're doing it. And like I said, it'll be at 5 o'clock. It'll be on NBC/Peacock. So that's how that goes. JB Bickerstaff, his team is the number one seed in the East, and the Spurs head coach Mitch Johnson. They didn't do the back-to-back thing. Otherwise, uh, what is his name? The Thunder coach will be there, and Darko Rajovic will be the world team. So that's how they doing that. So those are the three teams. Like I said, Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker, Kate Cunningham, Jalen Duran, Anthony Edwards, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Johnson, and Tyrese Maxey is the stars. Jalen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Kevin Durant, De'Aaron Fox, Brandon Ingram will be playing in place of Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Donovan Mitchell. For the Stripes, Denny Adjavija, I think he's playing for Giannis. Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Norman Powell. Sangoon is playing for SGA. Pascal Siakam, Carl Anthony Towns, and Victor Wembanyama. They're playing for the world. So those are the rosters. That's the list that starts at 5. And it'll be, I'm just be nice to say it's going to take an hour to play 12 minutes for four. Well, all of these games. So it'll probably be about a 3 hour event. And like I said, that's just the gist of it. So if it sounds confusing, I am just as confused as you are, especially when it comes to that. Uh, I guess I'm not really excited about it, but because I love basketball, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to try to understand it. They trying to see this to get these guys more competitive. I haven't even spoken about the slam dunk contest or anything of that nature. Uh, Let me see what's happening NBA Saturday. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. The All Star, the slam dunk contest is for the no Los Angeles Lakers. Carter Bryant from the Spurs, Keishard Johnson from the Heat, and Jace Richardson from the Magic. That's going to be the slam dunk contest participants. Where's the rest of these guys? They ain't even telling who's going to do what. God damn. Man, this is crazy. I guess they ain't telling us nothing. So that's all I know about the All Star game. I apologize for not having enough information. It just like I don't know what the hell they doing. I mean, All Star Saturday participants. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, we know about the game. Okay, so the 3 point. These are 3 point contest shooters. Devin Booker from the Phoenix Suns. Uh, Jan Knipple from the Hornets. Damian Lillard, he's on Portland, but he didn't play this year. Tyrese Maxey from the Philadelphia 76ers. Donovan Mitchell from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Jamal Murray uh, from the Denver Nuggets. Bobby Portis from the Milwaukee Bucks. And Norman Powell from the Miami Heat. Now, we know that Donovan Mitchell, uh, Jamal Murray, and Norman Powell will be all they will play Sunday in the All Star game. But those are the 3 point shooters, the shooting stars. This is what current players and vets or people that played on that team, right? Team All Stars. Scotty Barnes, he will be an All Star. Chet Holmgren and Rip Hamilton. Barnes and Holmgren are All Stars. Team Knicks is Jalen Brunson and Carl Anthony Towns, and their vet is going to be Allen Houston. Brunson and Cat is going to be All Star. Team Cameron, John Knipple, Jalen Johnson, and Corey Maggette. Jalen Johnson is an All Star. And finally, Team Harper. This is dope right here. This is dope, and I'm going to explain why. Dylan Harper, Ron Harper, and Ron Harper Jr. Ron Harper is the dad of both of these guys. And both of these guys played in the futures game today. One is a freshman and the other is a sophomore. Well, year one and year two. So this is something that LeBron would hope he could do, but Ron Harper's doing it first. So it's gonna be a dope concept as far as that. You know what I'm saying? So hey, wait a minute, what happened? Not that one. What happened? So that's what it's gonna be this weekend. So we can all sit back and I'm going to be interested in the first two events, the shooting stars and the 3 point contest. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and predict to see who I'm going to think is going to win this thing. I'm gonna go with damn. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Devin Booker for the 3 point contest. Well, since I got the Knicks up there, I'm gonna go Team Knicks. But I'm really intrigued to see how Ron Harper is just going to enjoy his time with his sons. And for the dunk contest, I'm going to just pick. I'm gonna pick. Damn, I'm gonna pick Jace Richardson for the Orlando Magic. So Richardson for the dunk contest, the Knicks for the shooting stars, and Devin Booker for the 3 point contest. That's who I'm going with. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. Um, it's you know, and this is how it gets. At the middle of February after the Super Bowl and the All Star break is here, so it's not going to be in sports to be talked about, right? So it's a downtime for sports. To be quite honest with you, even with the Winter Olympics, the hockey teams is broken. The hockey league is stopped because a lot of them are playing in the Winter Olympics. So this is a very unique time for people that love sports. It's just this or nothing. There's no boxing matches, so all we got right now, and I don't mind it because I love. So I'm good with it. So we gonna keep this thing going. But in the meantime, all of this information and things like that, the conversation from the Channel 9 studio is brought to you by the 9%, where better you is a better us. With that being said, we'll be back Monday night to talk about the results of Raw. As I said, I'm going with Gunther. I'm going with Oscar for the Elimination Chamber winners, and we'll go from there. So, with that being said, from the Channel 9 studio, this is Mr. 33 signing off. I'll see you guys Monday. Appreciate you, realists, and anybody else that was in the background. I appreciate you all stopping by. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. But I'll see you Monday.